All right, today we're diving into a really powerful and honestly provocative early work by Friedrich Nietzsche, The Use and Abuse of History. Let's get into his ideas. Now, this essay was written way back in 1874, but what's incredible is how it diagnoses a problem that feels so urgent, so modern, like it could have been written yesterday. Nietzsche kicks things off with this razor-sharp quote from Goethe, and it just perfectly sets the stage. See, this isn't just about learning facts from the past. It's about whether that knowledge actually serves life, or if it ends up strangling it. And that leads us to the central, kind of radical question of this whole essay. We're always taught to revere history, to learn from it, but Nietzsche forces us to stop and ask, what if we know too much? What if this constant looking backward is actually a kind of sickness? And yeah, he doesn't pull any punches. He calls our condition a malignant historical fever, basically an overdose of history that he believes paralyzes us right here in the present and keeps us from creating a future. To really get what he means, Nietzsche asks us to picture a herd of grazing animals. They live completely in the moment, right? They're totally unhistorical. They forget everything instantly, so they're not burdened by memory. And because of that, they experience this kind of pure, blissful happiness. But us humans? Well, we're a different story. We are chained to the past. We can't forget. We end up seeing our existence not as what's happening now, but as an imperfect tense, something that's always already in the past. In this constant wait, this historical fever he talks about, is what he believes weakens us. It makes us ironic, far too self-conscious, and ultimately, it stops us from being able to act with the real strength and conviction you need to create anything truly great or authentic. So if the problem is too much memory, what's the solution? Well, it has to involve forgetting. And this is where Nietzsche introduces a really crucial idea to explain why this is so vital for a healthy life. He calls it plastic power. And maybe the best way to think about it is like a kind of spiritual metabolism. It's that inner strength to take an experience, good or bad, and actually digest it, learn from it, heal from it, and make it a part of who you are, making you stronger. And this really shows the difference between what he'd call a strong nature and a weak one. Someone with a lot of this plastic power can absorb the past, heal up, and just forget what they can't conquer. But on the flip side, a person with low plastic power is wounded by every experience. They can't move on. They just get slowly extinguished by the sheer weight of their own history. This is such a critical point. To be healthy, to be creative, we need a horizon. Think of it as a boundary, a protective bubble with a limited focus. It's an atmosphere where you intentionally let some things go. You forget them, so you can concentrate all your energy and act decisively. Without that horizon, we're just lost in an endless ocean of facts and memories. Nietzsche takes this even further. He argues that every single great act in human history, every masterpiece painted, every victory won, only happened because the person doing it was able to step inside this dust cloud of the unhistorical. They had to forget. They had to be a little unjust to everything that came before and just focus with this insane, singular passion on the one thing they were trying to create. Okay, but Nietzsche isn't saying we should just, burn all the history books and live like we have amnesia. The goal isn't to abolish history, but to make history serve life. And to do that, he gives us a prescription, 3 different ways we can use history as a tool. Okay, so first up we have monumental history. This is the history of the greats, right? The epic events. Its job is to inspire us, to show us that greatness was possible once, so maybe it can be again. The danger, though? It can make us feel tiny, like nothing we do could ever compare. Then there's antiquarian history. This is all about tradition, preservation. It gives us that sense of roots, of belonging. But the risk is that it can kind of mummify life, where nothing new is valued, only the old stuff. And finally, we've got critical history. This is the one we use to judge and condemn the past, so we can break free from its mistakes. Super useful, but it's also dangerous. It can lead to this really cynical attitude, making us think we could just completely sever ourselves from where we came from. So, with these 3 tools, how do you know which one to use and when? Well, Nietzsche gives us one single, powerful rule to guide everything. He frames it as a really direct question for all of us. Which one is the master and which is the servant? Is the whole point of living just to pile up facts, or should knowledge be a tool we use to live a better, stronger life? His answer is absolute. Life must always come first. Any knowledge that weakens you, that paralyzes you, or harms life, it's worthless. I mean, think about it. Without life, there is no knowledge. The whole pursuit of truth depends on the person doing the pursuing actually being alive and vital. And this right here is the cure he proposes. To be healthy, we need two things. The unhistorical is that power to forget, to live in the moment inside that horizon we talked about. And the superhistorical, that's the wisdom we get from art and religion, which points us toward timeless truths that rise above the constant chaos of historical events. And so this essay, written nearly 150 years ago, leaves us with a question that is just so intensely personal. It's a challenge, really, for each of us to look at our own relationship with memory, with knowledge, and with the stories we tell ourselves about where we've been. So, what is it for you? Does your past serve your life, or does your life serve your past?